Good morning, sir. How are you?
We're live. Beautiful Saturday morning here. Great state of Texas.
Great state of Texas. Weather's cooling down out here.
Finally.
It's probably like 70 degrees right now.
Yeah, it feels good. We're on the cusp of hoodie weather.
Yeah. I mean, I even got a little cold upstairs. Put a little jacket on.
Yeah, this is the best time of the year in terms of the weather. October, November, even December in Texas is nice.
Well, I tell people, I'm like, it doesn't get cold here till February. Like, you don't even have to worry about it till February. Like, then it gets
cold.
Then it gets icy too.
Yeah, it's the dark.
But JOJ episode 73. We started at 40.
Yeah.
So it's been a crazy year, but you got a little story for us, huh?
Got a little story. So this happened yesterday. So I decided to go on a little run.
Oh, yeah.
And I haven't ran in a while. I did like a fitness class maybe a month ago and ran on the treadmills there. And that was fine, but I don't like running on treadmills. So felt good. Weather was good. I didn't want to drive back up to the gym, so I'm like, fuck it. I'm just go run.
Pavement.
So just grabbed the phone, had the headphones in, and I just started running. And about 15 minutes in, 20 minutes in, I'm like, man, I'm starting to get a little hungry. You know, we live pretty close to a Walmart, so I was just going to carve my way to the Walmart and, you know, pick up some food and then come back home.
Yeah.
You know, we can walk there. It's like 10, 15-minute walk.
Yep, not far.
So I finished the run, I go into Walmart, I'm grabbing all my food, a little meat, a little rice. I think I got a Gatorade because I was sweating my ass off. And so I'm going to the self-checkout line, and this is going to be like my Karen moment of the year. And so I'm going to the self-checkout line, and I was about to crack open my Gatorade. And then I realized, shit, like I don't have my wallet, but I have like my tap to pay. Like I'll just use my tap to pay.
Yeah.
And so get to the self-checkout, no tap to pay.
No tap at Walmart.
No tap to pay at all, which is shocking. It's very shocking. So then I asked the worker, I'm like, hey, like, you know, I ran here. I don't have my wallet. You guys don't have any tap to pay at all in this building? She's like, no, but like you can do the app. You can download the app.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And so I'm like, fine, I'll download the app. Scan the QR code, download the app, try to start paying through Walmart. Of course, the Wi-Fi is not working. Of course, it's telling me to connect to my bank because it can't. I don't have the physical card, you know, and so I'm connecting to the bank, and the Wi-Fi is not working. She's like, well, you can walk over to that corner. In the corner of the store, they say the Wi-Fi is better over there. So I walk over there.
Go over in the corner, you peasant.
And it's not working. So then I go outside, and I'm like, maybe I got to get it outside the building. And at this point, it's probably been like 20 minutes of this fiasco when I should have just fucking left earlier.
People are looking around like, what's he doing?
And it's getting busy in there. I'm trying to get the app to work. It's not working. So I go inside, and I tell the lady, I'm like, hey, like, you know, I don't have my card. It's not working. And so I'll just have to come back later. And so I left, and on my way back, I was researching because I was absolutely appalled that Walmart, which is the largest revenue-driving company in the world,
Damn, really?
and the largest employer, largest company in the world, does not have a tap-to-pay service at their grocery store.
Why? Did you figure out why?
Well, so I asked when I finally checked out. So I walked home, got my wallet, drove back. They were very nice. They decided to save my bag of things.
Oh, nice.
They probably spit on it. And so I asked the lady, I was like, so is the tap to pay like a Walmart thing? Is it a location thing? And she's like, no, it's a Walmart thing. And I really started wondering, you know, I guess this is the first time I ever tried to use tap to pay at Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
I've always just had my wallet with me.
Yeah.
But I was shocked that they didn't have it.
I had that problem too, where I realized I knew that Walmart didn't do it. When I was living in Waco, HEB, they didn't do it, but then at the end of when I was there, they introduced it.
Really?
And it's so easy. It's the easiest way to pay for anything because you always have your phone on you. And
exactly.
Just literally, like, sometimes leave my wallet in the car.
Yeah.
And I know I have my phone. I know everywhere is going to have tap, but
It's 2025. There's all these
we need
different.
to find out why, though.
I can fucking pay for Cash App
Well, I
in
don't
certain
have my
places, but I can't use my tap to pay for my groceries. Like, it pissed me off.
Level of 1 to 10, how embarrassed were you?
No, there was no embarrassment. I thought about like asking someone like, "Hey,
Do you have $20?
well, my bill was like $41.53." And I wanted to just ask someone and say, "Hey, I don't have my wallet. I can Venmo you. Like, would you be willing to pay for my groceries?" But I didn't want to cause a scene, and I was already a little agitated. I was
You're
inconvenienced.
Oh, yeah.
But
That's
what's so
true.
crazy is, on that run, I felt so good. Like, I was on a high. The sun was shining. I felt really good. I was just really excited for the weekend. It was Friday. And then that happened, and it, like, instantly shifted my mood, like, the complete other direction. And I was in the store, and I kind of, I may have had a little bit more of, like, a short answer. I was a little bit more demanding because I felt like I was being inconvenienced. And so I left, and on the walk home, it was a good point of reflection of, like, I was glad that I didn't cause a scene. Or be rude to one of those workers who has
of course.
zero control over that.
It's not their call.
But it was crazy. It was just like how fast I've went from feeling so good to like being really pissed off in just like a matter of 30 seconds. And it was
Ain't that life for you?
Yeah, and I had to bring it back in. First world problems. But it was just, I was really shocked that Walmart doesn't have tap to pay. So in the future,
let's get it together, Walmart. I
Yeah,
mean,
I'm gonna
Amazon's not that hard to switch over to.
yeah,
Amazon delivery. Don't they do groceries too?
they do everything.
That's the big competitor to Walmart's Amazon. Because Walmart now starts to do delivery.
They don't charge for that either. The Walmart delivery.
It's actually interesting because there's this podcast, Business Wars, and they go through all these like companies going at each other and the things that they're willing to do to win the customer.
Yeah.
Amazon is like notorious for underselling. Like they'll lose money.
Yeah.
Like when they first started Amazon, there was this company called Zappo, and it was a shoe company. Like you could buy shoes
I feel
online.
like I kind of remember that.
And people were like, "Oh, why would you ever buy shoes online? Like, you have to go try them on and everything." Amazon, Bezos' like grand plan was like, let's control every segment. And so he ended up selling those at a loss. Like he would lose like big margins on it, just knowing like he's gonna kill this competitor.
Yeah.
And maybe there's a law against that because that's kind of unethical.
Well, it's kind of like building a monopoly,
Yeah.
taking control of the market. But yeah, Amazon is notorious for undercutting your competitor, and then they end up going out of business. But it's changed the consumer experience where, that's kind of why the theory of, I think they call it like dead malls. Like malls are kind of turning into these dead zones of shopping because people, they want to just buy it at the comfort of their phone. And they're like, well, if it doesn't fit, I can resend it.
Yeah.
Sure, you got to wait. But it is a hassle when you go into these stores sometimes and you want to get something and you're being hounded and, you got to pay the same price that you could as if you're buying on your phone. You got to deal with crowds and lines and typically customer service folks, which, 50% of the time someone's going to care. The other 50%, that person does not give a shit about the job. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was an interesting experience, but I was all good after that.
That's good. And it was good you had to walk home too. So
Yeah.
You're in your car. Tires burning.
Yeah.
This is America.
Yeah. But other than that, it was a good Friday. Went to a high school football game, and this is another story I gotta tell a little bit. So I don't want to share the name of our high school just for the sake of safety, but high school in Texas. Went to the football game last night, and I hadn't been to. We went to a game earlier this season we went to a game earlier this season, but this was like a homecoming game. So there were kids
everywhere.
Kids everywhere. It was chaotic.
Dude, yeah. I remember the last game we went to, it was like, yeah, they just congregate in one area, then some of them are eyeballing you, spitting near your feet.
So we
What's
went.
up?
It was the second quarter. We went and got concessions. Went to go get some waters.
Uh-oh.
And so we walked down there, and dude, I did not feel safe.
Dang.
Like straight up. Like I was on alert. There were a ton of kids, sketchy looking people, just all in these groups and huddles, and there's cops and stuff walking. These kids are wearing hoodies and headphones, big jackets. They're aggressive, they're confrontational to each other. They're walking through lines, bumping into people. And I was looking around the entire time because it felt like an extremely intense environment, and it reminded me of being a bouncer of
really?
like crowd control, and just realizing in the moment like this is not a safe position to be in.
Just because of the nature of like young men
it was just not it
irrational.
was not good. They were cursing at each other, and I was just like, I was with my girlfriend, and I was like, I don't like being here. And so we finally got our waters fast. We went back up and ended up talking to a few other parents that had a similar experience who were down there trying to get some stuff, and they were like, we did not like being down there. It was scary. And it just made me think, like, is this what the fuck is going on at high schools?
That's a good question, because I honestly felt that too when I went to that game a couple weeks ago. You go to get concessions, all the kids are hanging out, and then it's crowded, and you got to weave through people. And then I remember this group of dudes, they were taking a picture.
Yeah.
And this one guy was taking the picture, and, like, it's so crowded. It's like people are going across.
Yeah.
And then they're getting, like, antsy, and then, like, I'm the last one to get across. And, you hear people just be like...
chirping.
Yeah, and so, yeah, I get it. I mean, when there's a group mentality is interesting because, yeah, they feel more powerful. They're more willing to do things that alone they probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can prevent that, though.
But there was a big cop presence, and while we were over there, dude, they were shining, like, flickering flashlights to get people to, move, and they ended up taking a few kids outside, kick some kids out.
Really?
Like, I was like, what the fuck is going on here? It was just really weird. And I know when we were in high school, during the football games, you'd go hang out with your friends. You weren't really interested in the game. You're standing in your groups.
Yeah.
But there was never fights, when we were there.
No,
and
definitely.
it just, like, I just was like, this is not... I just didn't feel safe.
I agree, honestly, because it didn't feel like that when we were in high school. And then when I saw it, it's just... Yeah, it seems...
It just felt very tense. Like, it was... Like, you're almost, like, waiting for, like, a match to light it. Damn. And it was going to be, like, a brawl and, like, chaotic and, like, people were going to be stampeding. I don't know. We left at halftime, and so we felt really good going into the game. As soon as we got back from the concessions, I think
we were just like,
we were both, like, really anxious. Kind of just shot our moods down, like we were just looking to leave at that point.
Definitely.
And I just, like, I did not enjoy that feeling, and I didn't enjoy having to, like, you're kind of watching your back a little bit. You're wondering if the play's about to get shot up. It's just no, straight up. Like, I know that's, like, a weird thing to think about. Kind of the same thing when people go to movies and you're like, man, like, it's just always in the back of your mind. But that felt like a lot more real when I was there.
I don't think it's weird to think that, because that's like a survival instinct that you have. Like, your gut feeling like, okay, this is kind of dangerous, especially with, your girlfriend, wanting to protect her. And so I don't think that's weird at all to feel that way. But it is unfortunate where you can, I think back to what Jackson Hall said about adaptability.
Yeah.
Things happen. Things are going to be affecting you. You just got to be able to adapt to it. And
yeah. So
and even, like, protect your own energy. Like, you don't want to be around that energy. Like, why would you go? And,
Like, I think I kind of had, like, a little bit of an adrenaline dump.
Dang.
Like, I'm telling you, dude, it was not a good situation to be in. Because it was also really tight quarters. Like
Same spot?
You didn't have much room.
Same spot that I went to that game at?
No.
Oh.
This was at our high school.
Oh, okay. Oh.
The new field.
Interesting.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, are you allowed to carry a gun there?
No. Schools are gun-free zones.
So then
They had
no
cops.
one's got a gun there.
I mean,
Maybe.
you don't know.
Yeah, that's the scary part about what's happening nowadays. Like, what's influencing these kids? Social media, rap music.
Yeah, but there were, funny you mentioned the picture thing, we were walking underneath the bleachers to go to the concessions, and it's like guys are leaning up against the fences, like snapping pictures, and
Yeah.
I was just like, man, I wonder if you were like a high school administrator or like a teacher, like you're kind of living life like just in a very stressful mode and stressful environment 24/7.
Yeah, I'd wonder what their opinion on it is. Like, and I don't know, speaking from like the male perspective, like, you know, are these father figures, are they raising their kids right to look up to the right things? Like, who are the heroes in these kids' lives? Are they looking up to these artists? Are they looking up to successful, people in any industry? And I think that's hugely important.
Yeah, successful, respectful. Like if you would walk down there and your kid was in that crowd, would you be proud of the behavior that's taking place? The answers should be no.
I think honestly, like, it's tricky because I kind of felt that way when I was going to school in Mansfield a little bit before we moved over here. Just feeling a little uncomfortable, unsafe with the things that were happening. I think personally, like, when I have children, I want to have them in private school.
Yeah.
If anything, like, maybe even homeschool with a bunch of other people.
Yeah, I like the homeschooling route.
Because as we've come to find out through a lot of, different exposés and things, like, the school is an indoctrination center for whatever, like, the kids' mind are so plastic and they can shape their mind however they design it to, really.
Yeah,
but
that's like, and we've talked about that a bunch before. The kind of one of the pillars of our society is our education system, and it's just, I don't think you'll find any teacher in America right now who's like, yeah, man, things are great. It's like every person you talk to is like, it sucks, and these kids, they don't pay attention, they're not respectful, they're not learning, they're sleeping, they're on, it's every possible, thing is just doesn't seem to be very positive. So shout out to the teachers out there. That's a hard ass job. It's a very unrewarding job. Pay, hour, stress, the way you're talked to. But it's a noble job. We gotta train these kids up to be good members of society.
And it's not on the teachers 100%. It's the parents, really.
Yeah.
And teaching them right from wrong. There's a friend that I have that is a teacher, and I think she would be interested in coming on and telling her perspective. She's more on the younger side, I believe, but still, I think it'd be interesting.
Yeah, we need like a high school teacher vet of like 30 years.
Yeah, like what's changed over time.
Yeah, that would be a very interesting conversation. But yeah, those are my two stories for the last 24 hours.
Great story time. We love starting off the podcast with the story.
Yeah.
Last podcast we did was a full movie review, so which did relatively well. I think people enjoyed hearing our perspective on the movie.
Yeah.
And I also felt really excited right after we watched it to go right into the review.
Yeah.
So I feel like it was like our raw reaction,
Yeah, fresh on the mind.
Have you thought more about the movie?
I have and I haven't. I don't think my opinion has changed on the movie. Like, I haven't simmered on it more and been like, yeah, maybe I was too harsh on the rating or too harsh on the plot. Because I've also read a bunch of other reviews and reactions, and we're with the masses. I think a lot of people expected more, and it just kind of flopped. But yeah, it was an entertaining movie. It was an hour and a half. It was a cool story, but this is not the movie of the year. It's not a home run.
No.
It's like a bunt error single.
Dang. I think it could have been better as like a TV show. Like I think yeah, because to be honest, like I feel like they could have more football scenes in there, more like behind the scenes stuff. And I just feel like it was rushed. And yeah, I feel like it could have been a cooler, maybe like a season or something. I don't know.
Maybe each day.
Or maybe
like
even just a longer movie with like, it just seemed.
If they change the end, yeah, you can make it longer. But
Yeah.
if it sticks with the same plot, then it's not going to work.
Yeah. Oh well.
And then before that, you had your solo episode, kind of going
right.
over the Charlie Kirk stuff.
Yeah, the solo episode was interesting, and I kind of enjoyed it in a way because it was almost just like venting like my feelings, which, you know, that was a couple days after the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and you know, there's so many thoughts about it that we have, and I feel like this in general, where like sometimes I boggle up my thoughts. I need to put them on paper sometimes and get them out or put them out. Like I think this is a good conversation or exercise and training the ability to just get things off your chest.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was definitely difficult not having someone to bounce things off of, and kind of just talking to it gave me a different appreciation for people that can sit there and just
go into the camera,
ramble.
Yeah.
But I feel like it was solid. You know, a lot's happened with the Charlie Kirk investigation, or should I say, not much has happened on the side of the FBI with this investigation. There's been a lot of internet sleuths that have done their thing and really kind of broken the story in a different way.
Yeah.
So it's been 2 weeks since it's happened.
Yeah, September 10th, a little over 2 weeks.
And you know, the FBI's stories remain the same. That Tyler Robinson was the lone shooter, and he took him out. They found his rifle and found they released the text messages where he was talking with his boyfriend, that he admitted to doing it and he felt the need to do it, and he's waiting to go get his rifle. It's the only thing he left, or else it'd be a perfect crime and all this crap. Yeah.
So I'm reading, I guess, the September 29th. There will be he'll be set to appear in court again for his waiver appearance. Waiver of appearance involves the defendant waiving the right to be physically present for certain procedural matters. It will not involve entering a plea. So it's probably going to be another month before, trial, before we get like public answers on some of the evidence that they've collected. There's just so much, and I know we've kind of gone back and forth just talking off the air of what's, I think just people want answers. Everyone wants not necessarily someone to blame, but someone to be held accountable. Yeah. And I think because of the context of who Charlie was, what's been going on with a lot of our political violence, whether it's physical or just the words, I think people just want an answer, and they kind of want to join a team of like, okay, if it was this side that did it, I want to be on the other team.
Definitely, people want to do that, and I think too, everyone's gonna have their own biases, but like if someone that completely trusts the government and they believe what they say and they trust them to do what's best for them, when they hear the media narrative and the FBI narrative that he was a lone shooter, that he was up there and did it, and this is his confession in a text that they release, they go on down the road and it's nothing else to think about. There's a lot of people like that, but more of where I'm coming from is that I don't trust the government or the FBI to have my best interest at heart. So when I see something like this, that things that don't make sense, right? You start to question, like, first of all, the bullet that he shot at that distance would have gone through like multiple necks. Like it would go through, you know, the side of a pig or a side of an elk, and it goes through every time, going through bones and organs and all this stuff. At least this is what people have told me. That are ballistics experts. So they're really confused when Turning Point USA spokesperson comes out and says, okay, I spoke with the doctor, and he says that Charlie has a neck of steel, bones of steel, and that the bullet was found right underneath the neck. And people are just questioning, like, that actually doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah.
There's no exit wound for this strong of a weapon. So, first of all, that on its surface, we need some answers on that one.
Yeah.
And so there's obviously a whole tree of speculation from whether or not that was actually him up there. And was he using a 30-06 rifle, or was he using something smaller? Was it a closer shot? You know, there's a video that someone got from the side angle where they see the guy up on the roof. They're like, hey, I think there's someone on the roof. That's weird. And allegedly, this person claims that it wasn't Tyler Robinson that did this. It was someone that was in tactical gear that was holding a weapon that did not resemble the weapon that the FBI said he shot him with. So there's that. There's also people saying that the shooter might have been up behind him, and that the wound right here was the exit wound, and that he got shot from the back of the head and went out his neck.
But then why did it look like the force shot him back a little bit?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, if you get shot from the back, like,
you'd think it would thrust you forward and not lift you the direction that the bullet was coming from.
Yeah, you'd think it would, like, I guess if it penetrates through and then just the force of that, I mean, who knows how, like, you'd react.
And that's what's so hard about this. Is
yeah.
Like, yeah, it's really frustrating because we want answers with such an important event like this. We want answers immediately, and we feel like we should have answers with the technology that we have, with the surveillance that we have. Everyone's got a fucking phone.
Yeah, the whole campus has cameras.
Yeah, like it seemed like they were a lot faster on tracking down these people at the January 6th Capitol stuff than they were in finding, one, the assassinated a nation attempt against Trump, Thomas Crooks.
Yep.
And then this guy, Tyler Robinson.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you can hear everything on my phone and give me ads and do all this other bullshit, and you're telling me you can't figure out where this kid was?
Yeah, it seems like there's something weird happening. You know, when you consider everyone saw the video of him running off the roof and jumping off, right?
Yeah.
My biggest thing on that is, like, why can't you start the video earlier and show us how he got on the roof and him setting up and then taking the shot and getting off? Like, clearly, like, if you have this video, like, it didn't start right after he started running. Release the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because then that would clearly show, okay, this is the person who did it. You know, and so that's another weird thing that you just wonder, like, why?
Yeah.
Also, you know, all the stuff he was in a Discord chat, all these people.
Yeah.
It's come out that people were on social media saying, like, something bad's going to happen to Charlie Kirk on this day. And people are, like, celebrating this. Like, I can't wait for this to happen. Like, multiple people have posted that. Like, on September 10th, like, at the campus. Like, this one guy tweeted, he's like, I hope someone like Charlie Kirk gets assassinated on September 10th.
Yeah, like that person
needs
to be investigated.
Yeah. Did you see that movie Snake Eyes? People are saying about that. The Nick Cage movie.
No.
So this guy.
Oh, wait. Okay. That reminds me of another movie, but go ahead.
Okay, so this movie Snake Eyes was a Nick Cage movie back in the day where it's like this boxing match. And this sniper shoots this guy named Charles Kirkland. assassinates him. And the guy in the boxing ring who was taking a fall, it was like a rigged match. His name was Tyler.
What?
So people are saying, like, this is so symbolic. And that one, like, creeped me out. I was like, what? And I think it was on September 10th, too.
To escort Defense Secretary Charles Kirkland.
And he gets shot in the neck by a sniper.
What?
Like, there's a lot of weird stuff, and, like, we talked about it in him. Like, there's a lot of, like, voodoo and witchcraft and dark magic and all this stuff that the people that control this world are involved with.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the movie Vantage Point?
No.
Okay, so I remember seeing this in theaters. It's a 2008 movie. It's got Dennis Quaid, Forrest Whitaker. I think Dennis Quaid is actually the president in this.
Okay.
So he's the president of the United States, and there's an assassination attempt on his life when he's at like some event. Let me see if I can find this. Yeah, president arrives at ceremony at the city's plaza. I think they're in Spain. Before the president takes the stage, Secret Service agent Thomas Barnes notices a certain curtain fluttering in a vacated building, observes this American tourist filming the audience, and then the president's shot. And so the movie, it's a really interesting movie because they show, kind of similar to how Weapons.
Yeah.
The movie's like segmented into like 10 different perspectives. And then it all like, all comes to the end.
You
and
figure
it's like
out.
first the Secret Service, then it's the president, then it's the American tourist, then it's someone else in the crowd.
Okay.
And it's just like what everyone is seeing.
That's pretty cool.
No, it's a really interesting movie, but it kind of goes back to like this shit is confusing. Like it can be really confusing when something like this happens to find the single point that leads you to the answer of like who did this and why and how did this happen.
Yeah,
it's just crazy. But yeah, kind of with like that silent disclosure in media and in entertainment, with that snake eyes thing, and kind of going back to the gematria and all these numerology and voodoo.
It took them 33 hours to find the shooter. 33 hours, just 33.
Yeah.
But Candace Owens investigated. It wasn't 33 hours.
Yeah, we'll have to
Based
get on.
on her
We'll have to
timeline.
get to Candace Owens, but
My love.
yeah, I think I have some. I don't necessarily want to talk too much about the event itself because I want to wait until we get some more information. And I do agree with you that there's a lot of stuff. It's hard to trust the information that we're getting, the validity of the people in power. Like, are you making the right decisions and the honest decisions?
They're not. And here's my case for it. So, first of all, they just straight up lie about the Epstein stuff. So, Epstein was just a rogue agent who wanted all these young women for himself. And Ghislaine Maxwell, they were trafficking kids to themselves. It's like bullshit. So, we don't even believe that. They lied about everything. They lied about 9/11, probably the moon landing. All this stuff. They just keep lying.
They lied about COVID.
Yeah, they lied about COVID. There's no trust. And so the Israel angle is very interesting. And I've kind of stayed away from it because, it's like I didn't really want to investigate that stuff too much. But the fact of the matter is that they're an ally of the United States, and we fund them in a lot of ways. We protect them. So they're a democracy in the Middle East that have similar values as America. But I think it's all connected to the Epstein stuff, too, because he was an Israeli Mossad agent.
Who?
Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
And he was friendly with Donald Trump. He was friendly with a lot of powerful people where he was clearly running a
leaders of
honeypot.
country.
Yeah.
I mean, what was Prince Andrew was caught?
Caught on camera. Do what we say now. We have you by the balls. So I think Trump is controlled that way. And it just shows, he's just Yeah.
Like when you were telling me about that CIA agent, and I can't remember his name. He was on PBD and a bunch of other podcasts, but where he was talking about the one intelligence agency that we were like, we don't fuck with, was the Mossad. They were very smart. They were always trying to get in somewhere. They're always hiding their agenda.
They're bugging gifts that they would give.
And
like,
so it's...
They didn't care what you thought either.
Yeah. And so I think the same way that the United States, I think people can definitely admit this now, that we have influenced other countries with either military takeover, you know, all these different things. The United States has blood on their hands in that sense, that we take over other countries. Because we look at that global chess game, and we know that if we can control more of the Middle East, and we can take them over to where they have a terrorist group leading, then we can go to war there and extract resources and the military-industrial complex. We can make more money. We can generate more revenue. We can place more restrictions.
Yeah.
And so I think that they understand that violence, you know, violence pays.
It's necessary to get what you want out of something. And I think that's how they do it. They're like Machiavellian. They don't care about right and wrong. They care about what they want and their desires.
And I think that's what this truly is. Like, there is a spiritual war going on, a war of good and evil.
100%.
Not Democrat, Republican, not conservative, liberal, far right, far left. There are evil people on both sides, without a doubt. But overall, with the landscape of what's been going on and how it just feels being out in our world, there is a spiritual battle in all areas of life.
Definitely.
And I think that's what we need to put our focus on. Like, yes, obviously getting the answers on Charlie Kirk is a priority, no doubt. But I think fighting the good fight and having the conversations of, man, we are being taken advantage of, and people are trying to harm us for how we feel and our freedom.
Yeah.
And so with the Charlie Kirk thing, I've kind of tried to give myself some good advice on how I want to let it influence my life, you know, with all the commentary on it. You know, I've unfollowed a lot of people on Facebook, on Instagram, on X.
Showed their true colors.
Yeah. You know, they've showed their true colors, and anyone who is cheering for Charlie getting murdered, you're done. Like, you're done. I don't care what you say. I will never care what you have to say. I will delete you from my life. No harm, no foul. That's how I feel, honestly.
I don't know how you could defend that.
Yeah. I saw someone we went to high school with and college with post something the other day, and it was just such a... Obviously, she's entitled to her opinion, and I'm not going to say... I'll tell you off air who it was. But
no.
It was just like the selective outrage and the... like the false equivalency argument of, like, you can't be upset about Charlie Kirk if you're not upset about these other issues. And it's just... It was such a short-sighted post, and of course, it's like you can't... She used the word specifically, you can't be upset about a white man's death. And it's like, we need to spread more love. And it's like, but do you not read the words that you just put out? And it's like the picking team singing, like, instant unfriend. Like, I can't, I'm done. I guess I'm done tolerating. I think that's kind of the big word that I've thought a lot of. Like, the last few years with all this bullshit going on, tolerance. You need to tolerate that LGBTQ transgender stuff, and you need to tolerate the pronouns. You need to tolerate the homeless guy that's jerking off on the street and the guy that's getting stabbed on the subway and the crazies. No, man, I'm fucking done. I'm done tolerating the bullshit. Tolerance is not a virtue, and they use that to pin it against you to make you feel like you are less, like you're morally less, like you're a shitty person. If you don't accept this, then you're a bad person. I'm fucking done. Like, I'm done tolerating this nonsense. And I will fight for the truth, and I'll fight for the future of myself and my kids and my family and the people that I love.
That's what you gotta do.
And it's not going to be dealing with all this shit that's been going on the last 10 to 15 years of, this is why we're where we're at.
Yeah.
Because we've tolerated this long enough where we've got these transgender mass shooters, these It's people on meds, getting guns, killing people, stabbing people. I'm done, man. I'm so done.
I get
I'm
it.
so done.
I get it. And yeah, I think we're all done at this point. Part of what we have to remember is that, there's going to be chaos and chaotic times. You got to find what's going to help you ground yourself through these times, whether that be, faith in something. I think that's really what you have to find is faith in God, really. Because if you don't, then you're going to think that you're going to be able to do it by yourself. At least this is my opinion. But we can't do it by ourselves. We have to find a way to, I think I said this in my solo episode, but there's a Bible verse, and you mentioned it earlier. It's like we're in a spiritual war of good and evil, the people that control this world, and the spiritual forces that control this world. And that verse goes on to talk about the armor of God. When you have the strength of Him, and it almost talks about it as like you have the sword of spirituality, you have the helmet of protection, the shield of protection, all these things that you can armor yourself with. So when the evil hits you, you have a way to deflect it. Or be strong, because at the end of the day, like, we're human. We have our own weaknesses and flaws, and it can seem overwhelming with the evil that's out there.
And there's so much more good in this world than there is evil. And I think because of social media and the self-isolation and all these divisive things, it makes it feel like the evil is like drowning out the good. And I think...
Yeah, especially on social media.
Yeah, and it'll make you feel like it's lost, and it's not lost. Because you can, I remember during COVID or the George Floyd stuff, you would have thought if you went through 10 minutes of scrolling on X, you'd think, oh my God, like, it's a war zone out there.
Yeah.
Like, I can't talk to someone that's black, or I can't do this. And then you go out in the real world, and people are just doing their thing.
Dude,
and
that's
it's the ones
true.
that get so caught up in the false reality that it turns into their reality.
Yeah.
And that's the stuff that's been perpetuated for years now, that's led us to where you see certain folks who are doing things and saying things. And it's like, man, like, you're not living in the real world.
Yeah, especially like what you said, so true. Social media, you would think like, dang, the world's freaking on fire right now. And then, I've been there before, but when you become inundated with all the negativity, truly it will make you have a negative mood or attitude.
Yeah, your perspective
when you
is
go
your
out
reality.
into the world.
Yeah.
And that's another huge thing. It's like the eyes, the window into the soul, right?
Yeah.
And so if you're constantly, whatever you're observing and taking in through your eye and your attention, really, is going to manifest itself in some other way.
Yeah.
Like,
what you see, what you hear, what you smell, everything, all your senses.
And it's so crazy. Like, things just have been coming to me lately, but like the iPhone, and then the back of it's an apple with a bite out of it.
Yeah.
That's fucking...
all the symbolism.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, protect yourselves out there.
Protect your neck.
Protect your neck.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Charlie Kirk stuff, we could put a bow on it.
Until we get some more.
Yeah, and I
answers.
respect what you're saying. Like, you don't want to like come out and you don't have. No one has to make a definitive thing. I think it's just interesting and.
I just don't think all the
about.
assumptions helps the conversation.
Do you feel like?
I feel like it pushes us further away from the truth and the reality of like what we need to do to come together.
So do you think like it doesn't matter like if information comes out that like be like, oh, this is weird, this maybe proves that there was something else that was going on?
I wouldn't say it doesn't matter. I think everything matters, but kind of the same thing, because we own our opinions so much.
Yeah.
And it's hard for people to move off when they've been proven wrong or when they know they're not right. And so I don't want months of people just marinating in their anger and their vengeance and just searching for any possible answer to confirm, yeah, fuck you. Like, I want to feel that. And I think I don't want people getting there and then 2 or 3 months down the road, it's like we get the answer and it's the opposite of what all the energy you've been putting out for months. And that's just, I don't think that's productive to the conversation. Now, I am as conspiratorial, you know this, as about everyone.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I'm not trying to all of a sudden change my tune of, no, let's believe Kash Patel. Let's believe our government officials. No, like, I don't believe shit out of their mouth. But I will allow due process to take place, and I want to get some more evidence before I definitively.
Well, you don't even have to definitively say anything.
Yeah.
We're just all talking. It's an open conversation. Because if you don't have an open conversation, it's just the truth will not come out. We'll accept what's out there. But
yeah. And that's what Charlie said. He's like, when we stop talking, that's when bad things happen.
Yeah.
And so to live his legacy, we do have to continue the conversation.
Definitely.
And so that's what I want. I want people to talk more, and I think this event led to a lot. I mean, dude, there was an energy shift that day. Like,
Definitely.
and I feel like I've been having a lot of dreams. I've been talking to people. A lot of them have been having dreams the last 2-3 weeks. Like, I think there was an energy release in our country.
For sure.
And you could, you can fucking feel it, you know?
Yeah, like what you said earlier, it's like, you know, these convictions like that you want to come to, like after all the information is released, we're never going to know the absolute truth. And part of me, this is how I'm processing it, is like there are things that I personally believe that lead me to have like the idea that, one, I don't trust the government because they've lied in the past, and two, that something is off about this that I believe. And, you know, I don't have the answers, but there's just like an internal conviction that I have where, you know, I'm not trying to find who to blame, but it feels off to me. So that's kind of where we're at on that.
Does this make you, I don't want to use the word afraid necessarily. Do you think people are afraid of like what's to come?
Whether or not they admit it, yeah, I think they are, because, you know, first of all, like the person who hates Charlie Kirk, that thought he was evil and stuff, and that sees him die and gets taken out, and they enjoy that, they're so short-sighted, they don't understand that this is in no way going the right way for our country. Taking out someone because you disagree with their ideas.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's people that are asleep to what's happening, and like the noose is like getting tightened right now in a way.
But do you think it's valuable to consider those people, like the ones that are celebrating and cheering?
Well,
because they would probably the same thing if America got invaded. They would be cheering the same way. So it's like kind of going back to like what type of information I'm allowing to influence me. Like the folks that are they want to watch America burn and stomp on our flag and already do all that stuff and reshare that information, like it kind of goes back to the tolerance, man. Get the fuck out of my country.
Yeah, you got to know the enemy to an extent. People that want to do you harm. And there's a quote where it's like, you can stay out of politics, but politics is going to be involved with your life in a way. It's like there's some level of like awareness you have to know. Like certainly you can take the blue pill and you can live a great life and you don't worry about things, but if you're kind of sleepwalking through this life with all these spiritual forces coming at you, I don't think that you're best equipped to deal with what's going to happen to you. Like, you're gonna be taken advantage of
Yeah.
in one way or another.
Without you probably even realizing it.
Yeah, and you can become like, before you know it, like, yeah, something else is taking over. You gotta draw a line in the sand somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Go get in the sun, eat some food, work out, pray, spend good time with family, and that's what matters the most.
Yeah, and honestly, like, there's so much like valuable wisdom in the Bible, and truth that you can glean from it. I would suggest just picking that up, finding
Or pick up any book.
Picking up a book is great. Yeah.
I got a library membership last week.
Oh yeah, I saw some of the books you got.
Been reading a little bit, trying to find myself into more of the fiction.
Really?
Yeah, because I did read about 15 pages of that, the real Anthony Fauci.
Oh, it's heavy.
It's heavy.
Yeah, I listened to a little bit of it, and it's depressing, really.
It is depressing, and yeah.
So
Fauci.
fiction. What are you reading? Something that you?
It's called the one that I'm reading right now is called The Devil in the White City.
Whoa.
It's based on kind of the late 1800s in Chicago during, the Industrial Revolution and the expansion of the West with our big metro cities. And so it's setting the stage for what they're calling like the World Expo, to celebrate 400 years since Columbus had discovered the Americas. And there's these three major, I think it's Chicago and New York and maybe somewhere in California. They're competing to get the bid to host the World Expo.
Okay.
And Chicago is like on the up and coming with their skyscrapers, the buildings, the architectural.
Water.
Yeah, so it's really interesting.
That's good.
And I'm only, like I said, I'm like 40 pages a chapter in. So, but I think it's gonna turn into like a good versus evil, because I think it's related to like a serial killer. But I'll update as I continue reading on. But we've been watching some Harry Potter.
Yeah, it's been good.
Which those movies are so good. Such a good time.
Great movies. Well, we got kind of Charlie Kirk thing discussed. How long have we been talking for? Just under an hour.
Yeah.
What are you doing the rest of the day?
A lot of good football on today. Oh, we got you're wearing your Red Sox gear.
Oh,
Red Sox clinched postseason berth last night. I also have won my fantasy baseball league.
Dang.
First time ever doing fantasy baseball. I love baseball. I know a lot about baseball, but I had never done fantasy baseball. Signed up, random league, 12-team league, and made it all the way to the end and fucking won. Which, that's an 8-month-long fantasy league.
Yeah. Dude,
And
did you win any money?
No, it was random league. Yeah. So next year I will be doing like a paid fantasy baseball league. I got to find some folks who want to do that, but
that's a commitment.
Yeah.
So many games too. Like, I wouldn't
162.
know how to set my lineup. Always having to set it.
Yeah. But drafted some good players. Cal Riley, my catcher.
Oh,
and
yeah. How many
he's
home
on the
runs
brink.
does he have?
He's hit 60 home runs this season, which has only been done 5 times in the entire history of Major League Baseball. Barry Bonds, Roger Maris, Aaron Judge, Cal Riley, and I think there's one more name in there that I'm missing. But yeah, baseball has been great this season. Postseason starts here in just a week.
It's going to be fun to watch.
So, yeah, we'll have to figure out who the Red Sox are matching up with in the wild card series and see if they can.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
In October.
Yeah. And we got football, NFL. It's been pretty exciting so far.
Definitely super excited for Sunday just to watch, sit down and relax.
Yeah.
Watch some games. Fantasy team. I think we're going to persevere and get some wins this week. I feel good about some of my matchups. Derrick Henry, man, I feel bad for him. He's fumbled a lot.
Three times
Yeah.
in the first 3 games. Never happened before.
Yeah, it's crazy how he's going to come back from that, but he's a hard worker. Hopefully he gets back there. I'm excited to watch Jackson Dart too.
Yeah.
See how he does against
What do
the
you
Chargers.
Have you seen the commentary that people have had on like Russell Wilson?
No, are they hating?
It's really negative. Like personal negative.
Dang.
And
Why?
a
wrong
lot
with
of them have
them?
been saying that he's played himself out of a Hall of Fame position.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's won a ring.
He's won a Super Bowl.
Yeah. He was that dude in Seattle.
I know, and that's what even Richard Sherman was dogging him publicly.
For real?
Yeah. It's like, dude, this guy carried you to 2 Super Bowls. And like
That's
he's saying,
messed
oh, it was the only the defense. Everyone who was watching football at that time knew Russ was he was a top 5 guy.
Their defense was really good, though.
Yeah, but
Takes a
yeah,
full
Russell
team.
Wilson was a dude, and so they're dogging on him, and they label him corny and this and that, and it's like I don't know him personally, but every time I see some stuff like that, I'm like, man, I don't think that guy does not deserve what
Seems
y'all
like
are
a
saying
good
about.
dude, yeah.
Yeah,
They be hating.
He's spiritually grounded. He's professional. He's very kind. There's been no controversy, no scandal.
Maybe that's why they want him.
Yeah, they want him to get a DUI before they celebrate him.
Yeah, I even had a conspiracy that he played so bad in his last game because he wanted Jackson Dart to get the start. He's like, I'm just going to, because some of the plays at the end, I'm like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
Throwing it out of the end zone 3 times in a row.
Yep. And then we got Sunday night, Packers at Cowboys. It's going to be a tense environment for the return of Micah Parsons.
Yeah. What do you think happens in that game?
I think the Packers steamroll them, honestly. Without CeeDee Lamb, I mean, the Cowboys' defense is atrocious.
Mm-hmm.
The Packers are definitely the better team overall. Now, it could be close just because of the emotion of the game.
Yeah.
I can see Dak Prescott playing really well. Do you think Micah gets a sack?
Yeah. Yeah, because, first of all, Packers' defense is really good.
Yeah, they just lost to the Browns, though.
The Browns might be underrated.
Okay.
With their running back now coming into form.
Judkins.
Their defense is good. No, I'm excited for that game. I feel like Packers will win. What other game is there to watch?
Let me see.
Some injuries going around.
Oh, okay, wait. So we got to do some. I posted on the Instagram before we started of some topics, and I did see this the other day on the news. Have you seen anything about that Des Moines, Iowa superintendent?
No, but let me go to the bathroom real quick.
Okay.
We'll come back. Oh, at the
game?
Yeah.
All right. So on Friday, the superintendent of the Des Moines public school system, Des Moines, Iowa, was detained by ICE.
Huh?
Immigration and Customs Enforcement officials said that Superintendent Ian Roberts was born in Guyana, entered the U.S. in 1999 on a student visa, and had received a deportation order from an immigration judge in May of 2024. He had no work authorization and had faced weapon possession charges several years ago.
Damn.
Let's see. I mean,
So is he's gone?
he's gone. He's been detained.
Weapons charges?
Yeah. So he was in charge of 30,000 students, 5,000 employees
How long had he been here for?
since 1999. I think he was getting paid like $300-something a year, too. How can someone like that sneak through the cracks?
Dude,
And as a parent,
I don't know how that works. I mean, like, if someone comes across illegally, they get in the country, and then it's like, I guess you don't even need a citizenship.
Star,
Come here. You don't need to prove your citizenship to get a job.
and the public education system.
Yeah. And then, like, to be honest, like, when I hear that, part of me is like, wow, he's been here so long. He's been a part of the community for so long. And he's a part of society. He's, like, working. He's an effective member of society. Like, I think the weapons charge stuff is interesting. Like, that'd be something that I'd be concerned about. But, like, I don't think we should kick out those types of people from the country. I think, like, it's tough because, like, you got to put yourself in their shoes. Like, if you're in one of these other countries, like, this is, like, literally the greatest place in the world. We have so much freedom and opportunity. And it's crazy how, like, he thought, I've been here 25 years, and then all of a sudden, like, you get detained. I personally don't like that, to be honest. I think it's just not what we should be focusing on. Like, like, we need to treat people like human beings in a way. Like, we're going to detain this person who's a pillar of the community, and he's... So that's probably...
What are you doing?
I just don't like hearing that story.
You don't like hearing it because of the human side of this guy being here?
Yeah, I just don't think that's...
What are you doing, Niner? Making some weird noises.
A proper use of ICE. Unless he's, like, a terrorist, like, we got to figure that out. Like, what's the gun charge? Because that could change a lot of things. Like, was he, like, drunk and then he got a DUI and then he had a gun in his car? Like, what do you know anything more about that?
No, I couldn't really find any more information about it.
Yeah, like, what do you think about that situation? Are you less concerned with, like, what's your opinion on that?
I mean,
do you think he broke the
law? The
law?
law's the law. I'm kind of for... I'm for the deportations. I think... And I look at it in the sense of our country's on fire. We need to focus on American citizens.
I get it.
Like, it's just... I think it's... I don't want it to be as black and white as that. But... Like, if you don't have a work authorization, you don't have a visa anymore, you were court ordered by a judge, it's like, I don't know what else to tell you. If you were just blindsided and there was no, then sure, I can have a little bit more sympathy for it. But no, I
get where you're coming from. Like, and yeah, I guess maybe the issue is that when I hear all these stories, it's like, it's never like, oh yeah, we got the terrorist out.
Well, that happens.
Yeah, so maybe I'm just like...
The Tren de Agua, the
Yeah.
MS-13, those people are getting rounded up just the same. So
that's good. That's what I'm for that.
I think it's more alarming that this guy was leading a school district. And it's like, so if this guy can sink through the cracks, how many other people out there are undocumented for and are serving public positions and influencing decisions on children? Like, that's important. Like,
definitely.
So
it's...
I don't really... It sucks for him, but hey, man, we got our own problems to deal with, and if you're not in here legally, then it's time for you to get out.
I get it. Yeah, because, like, especially, like, teaching kids, you want to know exactly who this person is, have a full background on them.
Yeah, there is a federal background check.
Yeah.
So, like, how the fuck does that happen?
Probably happens a lot, to be honest. Like, someone just has to prove it. Like, oh, he's been here since 99. Everything's good, no criminal history. Like, yeah. Like, I guess it is interesting because if you view the world, people all good, or are there more good people than bad people? Do you think people are inherently good? Do you think they're inherently bad? I guess that's kind of a complicated thing, but yeah.
I think you open yourself up to harm when you assume that just because you're good to people, people will be good back to you. And I think that's when you make yourself vulnerable. And I think bad people take advantage of that. So I know that's like a general kind of statement of how to approach these things, but like you can't expect everyone to always open the door for you and let you over into traffic. And there are some fucked up people out there. And I'm not saying that's this guy necessarily, that this dude's a terrorist or a murderer.
Yeah.
There's levels of evil for sure, but like if you're already in the country illegally, you've already broken the law with a gun charge, and I'm not sure on whether or not student visas or work visas allow you to own a firearm. I'm not sure on that. But like
it's suspicious.
Yeah, and then this guy's working with your kids. I don't like that. I think it's negligence on the district and the city there, but good thing they caught him, and now there's going to probably be a lot more. I mean, imagine going to that school hearing.
Yeah.
You're telling me that my kid.
Yeah, as a parent, you would be like, how did this even happen? Like, what's the process for hiring? Like, can we figure out who's actually going to be around the children?
Yeah,
That's super important.
Yeah, I have faith in you guys to protect my children, and you're hiring people that don't serve that role.
Well, that's where we might disagree. It's like, I don't immediately assume he's a bad person because he's a legal immigrant.
Yeah.
And you do?
No, I'm not saying he's a bad person, but what I'm saying is...
What if he was really good at his job? You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know his character.
I hear you. And I'm not talking about his character. I think the overall rule is that person was breaking the law, and you put them in a position of leadership to lead children and lead one of our pillars of our foundation.
Yeah.
And this person isn't an American citizen. Like, I think it's messy. And it sucks, but I think that's the direction that we're kind of trending towards, is we got to get these people out, and then we can sort them out.
Yep. Social credit score. Everyone gets a number.
Yeah, make sure to use the... You ever, when you go to the airport, the clear...
Oh, I don't have that.
Dude, they're
Is
like...
that your eye?
Yeah. I remember every time I go to the airport, they're like, "Sir, would you like to... You can skip the line. Just give me your eyeball."
We'll pay you.
Yeah, it's like, it's just easy. You never have to use anything. Just a retinal scan.
Yeah, just a simple retinal scan. Do it now. Yeah. Open your eye.
And then you put your eye in, it's like all these images flash. And you're like stunned. It's like mind control.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy out there in the world, but another week, good podcast, cover the basics. Yeah. There'll be more to talk about.
Yeah.
I think we should do another interview. Have someone else on too. Make it.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
We may have a potential guest coming in December. I got to coordinate with her and see if it's something that can take place. But yeah, we need to widen our scope on who we're bringing on, and just have some different conversations.
Yeah, be fun. Good
All right.
episode.
Let's go.